What's up, my boss babies? Are you feeling this cute little bob on me? You guys seem to love bobs on me so much, and it's giving me so much confidence to wear them more often. Today we're going to be installing this one together from start to finish. She comes courtesy of MyfirstWigs, and I got her in the length 12 inches. She's silky texture. Let's go back. This is the packaging here, and of course I had to get me a cute little thumbnail with it. I absolutely love their packaging, and it's even cute that they went ahead and did a Christmas edition with the cute little Christmas tree. So in your box you get your edge tamer. I absolutely love this stuff. You get your little pouch, and in the pouch I got some bobby pins. I got a comb. This is a rat tail comb, a must for me when it comes to installing my wigs. And of course this is the pouch here. You also get a wig stand. They ended up sending me 2 of their kits, which was really cool. And then this here is the wig and her home. You get this little wig sleeve or casing, and it comes with a wig cap. It comes with instructions on exactly what wig you have and all the details on it. And then of course this is her right here. Now if you click the link below to get to this wig, you will find that they have different options for colors of this wig. This one here will be marked same as picture. This one was pre-parted with the center part, and the part is actually bleached. Super duper duper cool. Inside the wig you have 2 combs in the front, 1 in the back, adjustable straps. I went ahead and cut the excess lace off from the back and put the wig on. As you guys can see, it's pre-plucked super nicely. It's an ombre wig, so you definitely get that dark root at the root. I'm showing you here, which is not a great representation, but the actual wig fits so snug. I honestly did not get an elastic band at all. Of course, we're going to install the wig by bonding it down with none other than Got to Be Glued. But before we get to that point, I want us to go ahead and cut the lace off. Now, I do this often on my channel, and I feel like whenever I don't, someone asks, can you show us how to cut the lace? And so, you know, whenever I do it on camera, I like to show you guys, just because I know practice makes perfect. I like to start in the center and go from one side, cut, and then the other side. I do use some sort of clips to kind of keep the rest of the hair out of the way, and as you guys can see, it came out perfect. Now I'm not going to be bleaching the knots on this one. Again, it came pre-parted, and the parting is already bleached. The remainder of the wig is not, so if you do want to go ahead and hide those knots, be my guest, bleach your knots. I recommend 30 volume developer of any brand with you know, your bleaching powder. Leave it on for about 20 minutes. Make sure that when you mix that powder that you keep it at a nice thick, not runny at all type of consistency so that you're able to bleach your knots without the solution becoming too thin and running through and getting onto the root of the hair. I'm trying to do a voiceover tutorial and I can't even talk, y'all. But anyways, we've made it through that part. Next, we're going to use our Got to Be Glued Blast Free Spray, and we're going to just lay 1 coat on there. I let it get tacky for about 15 to 20 seconds, and then I went ahead and applied the lace on top. I go ahead and hold it down for maybe about 15 to 20 seconds. I kind of will go back and forth and be goofy and dance, and then I'll also use the rat tail comb to go ahead and enforce that wig and make sure everything is laying down just nice. If you feel like there are pieces that are still sticking up, like with that piece I just grabbed, you can go ahead and just take the spray and go on top, and that will work great as well. This wig fits my head like a glove, but like I said, you do have to bond it down and make sure that you kind of hold it in place. You can also take a scarf and just lay it around your edges and tie it super tight. Well, not too tight that you go ahead and get a headache, but just enough so that you can go ahead and allow that spray to work and to bond everything down nicely. Now that it's bonded, you can see definitely it's pre-parted and it's in perfect shape. Normally I will go ahead and continue the process of customizing this one and thin it out just a little bit more, but for the sake of today's video, I kind of want to show you, for those of you who want to do minimal work, that you don't have to do too much. I'm just going to take what I usually call an eyebrow brush or an eyebrow razor. I picked these up from Sally's, the beauty supply store. I think Walmart has them. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them in many different places, and they sometimes will look a little bit different. And I just like to use that to go ahead and trim my baby hair. When these get dull, I'll just use normal scissors, and those work fine. But you see how there's no blunt cut. Like normally when you use scissors, it's a blunt cut. With the razor, you kind of get a nice gradient effect so that it's not just like blunt, you know, hair cut. When it's gradient like this, you get the best baby hair in my opinion. Now I did use a Got To Be Glued spray. It's a spray that you spray, you know, on, and literally it bonds the wig down. When you get in the shower or you get it wet, it's definitely going to come up very easily. So if you want something a little bit stronger, I recommend the Got To Be Glued gel. The black one is my favorite. The yellow one lays a little bit more tacky, or go ahead and go with some glue or some tape. So next up, you want to go ahead and bond your wig down. I've been using the foam lotion lately, which is amazing. But today I decided to go back and forth. I used foam lotion and I used this edge control. Now you're going to see at least twice in this video that I went ahead and smelled it. This stuff smells so good. I kid you not. It almost tempts you to like lick it. It smells so good. But please don't lick it. It's definitely not edible. It just smells amazing. Now normally with my baby hair, I like swoops. I kind of do it in different ways. I feel like I get stuck with YouTube and doing it the same way, and then like the next morning when I wake up, I'll do it a different way. So I'm trying to show you guys other ways to do things. So here I'm just showing you the very simple way. I'm just use that edge control. I feel like the foam lotion, it helps to mold it, number one, and number two, if you find that like you swoop it and it gets stuck, you can use that foam lotion to kind of loosen it up so that you can move it, if that makes any sense. Like, you know how when you try to do baby hair with like gel and it gets like you can't move it anymore, it dries and it gets stuck. If you use foam lotion, it kind of will help to lift and move it so that you can reform it, you know, if needed. So now I did that side and I definitely wasn't satisfied. So this time around on this side, I did it a little bit different, and this looked much better when it was all said and done to me. All I'm doing is pretty much the same thing I did on the opposite side, but I'm applying a lot more pressure. It's almost like I'm swooping the baby hair, but I'm just doing it so not rough, but it's like I'm forcing the hair to go in the direction that I want with a little bit more force than I use on the opposite side. And I find that it just lays a little bit flatter and looks much better personally. So I went ahead and redid the opposite side to kind of match the other. And you know, like I said, there's so many different ways to do your baby hair. This one I think works well, especially if your wig is not as plucked or tweezed in the front as you know, other times. Because as you swoop it, even though it's very full in the front, when you swoop it like this, it still looks good, and you'll still be able to add powder to the parting to make it look even more thin. Now, how much baby hair you want is all dependent on you. If you're someone who does not like baby hair, just make sure that your wig is bonded down really, really, really nice. If that lace is not super duper flat, not having baby hair is not going to look good. So now that the baby hair is pretty much how I want it, I'm going to take my flyaway tamer, and this comes from MyfirstWig. They send it in your kit if you opt for it, and you guys see how that feather lays. This hair is a silky texture and it has so much body. Also, if I did not mention, the lace color is medium brown, and as you guys can see, I'm going to go ahead and extend that parting. You get 6 inches of parting, which works amazing. I absolutely live for 6 inches or more of parting. And all I'm doing is I'm adding, with the light hand, I'm adding a little bit around my parting. I want it to lay flat. If there's any flyaways or, you know, frizz, I want to go ahead and make sure that lays down. I want to make sure everything just looks nice and smooth. And you guys see there's so much body in this wig. It's not stiff. It's not dull by a long shot. It's also not too silky to where it looks, you know, unnatural. It's just a perfect balance. And here I'm taking my flat iron. It's super hot, and I'm just going against wherever I applied that edge tamer, and it's just gonna make it look super flat, super neat, super salon sleek and ready. And then I went ahead at the very end and just kind of touched the hair up and bumped the ends. As you guys already seen, it was nice and straight, but sometimes when you run the flat iron over straight hair, it just makes it look a little bit more polished and done. It definitely makes a difference. Now you guys see the baby hair. I'm gonna add a little bit of powder off camera, but I do recommend, if you do not like it this full, to tweeze it out. This is just a demonstration of what I do. Go ahead and customize it to your liking, and this is pretty much what we have. Let me know in the comments how you do your hair, what's your favorite products to use, and all that jazz, because these are mine and I'm absolutely loving this wig. Okay, so I'm pretty much done. This one here was a one-clip filming situation, which I love. There are plenty of companies that I review for, or just in general, that when you buy the wig, you're literally starting from scratch, meaning you get like a natural color and a natural texture, and you have to like cut, color, tweeze, pluck. You gotta do everything to get it to this point. But what I do love about MyFirstWigs, it's one of those companies that if you're not into styling your wigs from scratch, or even if you are and you just want something that's already easy to slay, this is a company you want to go with. So this here is the edge chamber. You guys have seen me talk about this in my videos before. It looks like a little mini travel size like deodorant or something like that. Doesn't really have a strong smell, but it's like a little wax stick basically. And let me see if I can, it's kind of tacky. Well, not really when you touch it, it's like a little bit tacky, but it does a great job at slicking your hair down. You would think that I ran through this part with the hot comb, and I didn't. You can literally purchase a wig from MyFirstWigs as a beginner, and literally it's called MyFirstWigs for a reason. You can purchase your first wig, your first few wigs from this company, especially while you're getting the hang of wigs, and you won't have to do much. You don't need an elastic band. It fits super snug. You don't need to bleach any knots. I mean, you can if you want to, but if you choose not to, you'd be a-okay. You don't have to do much at all, and that's what I love most about this company. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share with your friends. Also hope that you guys are enjoying the holidays, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.